Thinking. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Do you like Italian food? I absolutely do. You want to stick around. You're going to learn a ton about Fiorella's and Ramon Karian. How you doing, my friend?
Excellent. Thank you very much. How's it going?
Oh, oh man. My family is still talking about you. And
It's amazing.
oh yeah, absolutely. So Tanisha's fixing the live stream right now, and this thing's going out on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all over the place. But here's the thing: I came to Boston, and I said I got to see my buddy. And you've been talking about this Italian restaurant. I met you in 2018,
Right.
and I said, what do you do? And you started explaining restaurant but in a way that I've never heard before. I mean, I think there's people that are probably restaurant owners, and then there's Ramon. How do you see your restaurants unlike anybody else?
It's I it's obviously a family, but I see it as a calling and as a greater purpose, right? So I think part of what we do is obviously serving amazing food, but it's taking care of our team, who in turn will take care of our guests and provide that
Oh,
hospitality. But it's also business, right? So we call this like the three-legged stool, where we want to make sure we take care of our team, the guest, and the business, so that the whole thing thrives. And I think what's helped really is focusing on always, kind of the big picture and thinking about something bigger than I am, right? So like I started
yeah.
this, and now it's something bigger. So it's really amazing to see how far it's come.
I got to paint the picture so that everybody can feel this, and then let's talk about the actual restaurant. So folks, my wife wanted to go out east. We did the whole thing, Cape Cod, et cetera, et cetera. Portland, Maine, but I'll tell you what, this was the last stop on our trip. And so I'm going to be real with you, Ramon. The family's like, we're tired. We just drove far. Where are we going? Like, what's up? And I said, guys, I'm telling you, I've said, you are about to have the most amazing experience. And they're like, teenagers, right?
Oh man.
So we pull in and we open the door and it's like immediate atmosphere. I mean, the place is alive. Just like you think of an Italian restaurant. Your people are kitchen and food and smells and they're like, okay, and then
Nice.
and then the staff comes over and they're incredibly friendly. Oh, by the way, my strategic assistant's from the Boston area. She's like, I need to go.
Oh,
Ruthie, Ruthie.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, especially after I tell the story, Ruthie. So then the crowd comes up, the waitress, the waiter, the family members. I'm telling you, this is like a movie. Okay. And then they're like, what about the appetizers? And they just start showing the menu. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be tough to choose. I think you serve salmon. I think it was
We
like,
do.
right?
We do.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have seafood on the menu.
I think I got the salmon because I was struggling, between all the things, but I think I landed on the salmon. But then, we eat the food and they're just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. The sauces, the spices, the olive oil, like everything. And then you come in, so you didn't need to come in, but you came in special because you were
I
doing
did,
something.
yeah, I wasn't there that evening, and, I had an event I was at, but I could not pass, up that opportunity to meet, family, which was, really special, which I
Well,
I'm really
you
happy to.
you come over and then immediately, my son and you, I don't know what it was about you, but my
It was
son,
so cool,
like
yeah.
the coolness level, like I'm here, Ramon is here. So
No.
my son all of a sudden's like, Dad, look at his watch, look at the way he dresses. Like you guys start talking cars and then Ramon gives us my whole family a tour. He takes us behind the line and like we meet the cooks, the chefs, I'm probably messing things up, terms here, but
It's
but
okay. No, it was
but
great.
I mean, you take us on a whole tour and we like see the behind the scenes and then our respect for the food even grew more. My son's like, "Can I see your car?" And you're like, "Yeah," so
We
I mean,
definitely had an instant connection there, which was amazing, and so I was, happy that they appreciated all that, and it was really cool to
Oh my gosh.
share
And
that.
and then after the whole night, you hook us up with your sauces. And
Yes,
folks,
that's
I
right.
gotta show you this. I'm gonna take you to his website. The sauces, we just had our final one, I'm not even kidding, 3 days ago.
Oh, very cool.
And they're all, like, voting on, "Well, I like this one the best. I like that one the best." Talk to us about this, because I know we're gonna go deep in all this stuff, but, like, your sauces now, people can experience Fiorella's even not going there. Is this
Yeah,
true?
it's actually it's amazing because this is something that really started developing, a few years ago, and we had the sauce and people loved it, and I never really had any, ambitions of selling that and growing that side of the business, but we started putting it in jars and just carrying it at the restaurant so that people could take it home, right? So that we would be able to kind of spread the love there. And then we've recently really started growing that side of the business where we're in a number of different supermarkets, mostly local in the New England market, but we're actually growing that out even more. And then this past year, we started selling it online, right? So
Mm.
e-commerce is a huge opportunity that we never
Oh, yeah.
really considered. So, and I'm happy to say that this we just launched on Amazon a couple weeks ago. So
No
that's like
way.
really big. Yeah, that was something that
Shut
we've
up.
been working
Okay.
on.
Alright, we're gonna go there in a second, but I
Yes.
want I want people to look at this. This one's my favorite. Is this the hot one? Yeah, yeah. What,
We only
right?
see the website right now. We don't see the
You
we
don't
don't
see the
see.
website? Man, I'm gonna hold
No,
on
I
one
just see the
second.
main website. I don't see
Oh
the
my
sauce.
gosh. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna show this to you here.
Sorry.
Now I can show you. You got it?
There we go.
This, my friend, look at these ingredients: tomatoes, water, oil, salt, butter, garlic, black pepper, crushed red pepper. This is the one that I loved.
Yeah,
Tell us
so
about.
it's nice because it's the marinara, which is our signature recipe, but we added a little touch of spice to this, and it's not overwhelming, right? It wasn't too spicy.
No, no, I loved it.
Yeah, it's just enough little kick that balance it. This is kind of like an underdog. Like a lot of people don't know necessarily outside of our little geographic area
Yeah.
what Fra Diavolo is.
Yeah, what does
Uh,
that mean?
uh, Jump in the mouth, really. It's like a Fra Diavolo is it's just a reference to the spicy sauce that we do. It's
Ooh.
we just kick it up a little bit, and it really has a nice balance. We use really premium tomatoes from California, so that really carries the dish. But it's people that love spice love that sauce. But the marinara and then the tomato basil that we just launched as well has been doing amazing. So it's cool to
So
see, like being in with a peer group of entrepreneurs and really trying to think outside the box and bigger and like really viewing it as a business, right? Because I started when I was a kid, 13 years old in the business, right? Just my dad had a pizza
yeah.
place, kind of going through it, and then eventually opened up my own place, the one that you visited in Newton, which was 23 years ago now. So it's come a long way.
Let's talk about that because, and by the way, you're telling me legit I can get, oh my gosh, I just found it on Amazon. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
All right,
that just
folks.
happened, and that because Amazon's another whole world. Like I didn't,
It is.
retail CPG, like the consumer goods and being on the shelves in the supermarkets is hard enough, but this whole Amazon world, it's like, whoa, we're just trying to get
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, exactly. So that's just
Wow. So you're telling me I can get a 2-pack in one day?
you can. That's right. Anywhere you are now in the in the United States, we're
Oh my gosh. I'm dropping.
finding it on there.
I'm I'm dropping this link. Folks, I'm telling you, it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it. I'm dropping the link in right now. We got 22 people watching live on one channel right here.
Nice, excellent.
Um, and
I hope
then,
they're getting hungry.
we got Facebook and all, Twitter and all kinds of other traffic. But yeah, Dana says you can get it right now. So I was in publishing. I don't think I've ever published a restaurant, um, book before. What in the world? I mean, it turned out amazing. It's beautiful. But what was the motivation behind writing a book?
It's funny because when we met, we've talked about a few things from mastermind to business and being a publisher, I've loved reading. I love books, and um, you know I think writing is a superpower, and I'm like, I would never know how to write a book, but you made the process so, so easy. But it
Mm,
was really a matter of like, I wanted to help spread the word of who we are, what we do, and try to share our culture with our team. We have our core values, and I wanted to be able to express to people what they are. It wasn't really a how-to book of like restaurants. It was really about, hey, this is a culture. Restaurants don't have the best, reputation from a employment standpoint. Everybody loves going to restaurants, but I wanted to show that it's more than just a job. This is a calling, and there's a lot of good things that come out of it.
yeah. Well, first of all, folks, the book is so on brand. I mean, look at that. It's got its
Yeah,
whole restaurant
that
thing.
was great.
I love it. It's high class. It's a short read, but make life more delicious. So good. The secret recipe for a flavor-filled work culture. Man, that's like gold right there.
That
You know what
was
I'm
great.
saying?
Yeah,
I mean,
sometimes you get it. It took us a while to come up with our why, right? So when we were
yeah,
rebranding, and my wife's an artist, and she's into, she runs kind of, the entire, brand and design and all that. So
yeah,
when we got together, it was I had a couple locations. It really wasn't branded in anything special, but she really brought in that cohesive feel, and then so we were trying to figure out what's our why. We were kind of
mm,
going through these whole things, and we went away one weekend because we were just racking our minds, and when it comes to you, like, when they talk about that inspiration and that light bulb moment, it was just felt so right, and it was so amazing to like finally like be able to put everything behind what we do, and that just made sense. So when we think about a book, I'm like,
yeah.
yes, that is I think I ran it by you, and you were like, yes, that's the one. Like it really just felt right.
I'm sharing this right now on my personal, because it's so good. This what you're sharing. I think everybody who's in business, if they wrote a book on their why, like,
Right.
let's talk about, yes, the external reader is gonna read it and be like, "Oh my gosh, this thing's amazing. I wanna go to that restaurant. Wow, this is much bigger than just a plate of spaghetti. This is a movement. This is a commentary on food in general, in life in general." But then why let's talk about your team. Why did
It's
you
really the
is right? Because you
Yeah, that
wanted a
was the
book.
main focus, right? So we were
Yeah.
talking about like, how do I spread and help people learn about the culture faster, right? So as we grow
Yes.
and scaling, right, we're going to open more locations, and I'm not personally side by side with everybody anymore, right? It's harder now as we grow. I'm running this business, but there's this culture that we want everybody to understand, and it's happened organically over the years, but really trying to articulate and share the story of who we are, and
Yes.
coming from the heart and from my words. That was really the driving force of like saying, hey, this is a tool that we can use for new hires, for our existing team, for people that want to learn more. And yeah,
Yes.
that just felt right. That was where, and then if other people, to your point, read it and see it, great. That's an awesome benefit. I mean, side, benefit, but really it was a matter of our team, um, kind of like just ingraining that in everyone.
Let's talk about that. By the way, I'm gonna get you on Instagram Live here too, because, we gotta share this everywhere.
Love it.
Um, so you just said something really powerful. You said, "Look, as a CEO, you still wanna have a pulse on your people. You wanna be able to get them onboarded fast, acclimated, not just saying, 'Oh, I'm working at a restaurant and this is just like anything else.'" But how have you seen this quick read about your why help the people?
It's really just giving them more of an insight, right? Because as you grow, some of the newer people that come on, they just hear, they don't know me personally, at first, and they hear maybe some stories, but it's really helped them understand and be like, oh wow, I didn't know that. Oh, they kind of feel what it went through and understand that, hey, this wasn't easy. This didn't, they see where we are now, but they never knew that what it took to get to where we are. So this,
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So now they know the history.
yeah, exactly. The history has helped, and then also celebrating some of our team members. I had one of our team members. She came up to me. She was in the, I referenced. I didn't put any names because I wasn't sure how people would feel, but they were, she's like, oh, I can't believe I made a book. Like, I'm in there, and so it was really inspiring for our existing team as well to feel that connection and be able to like just kind of reinforce that and buy into what they're part of.
Let's talk about COVID. Because, a restaurant business who makes its money on serving real customers in a brick and mortar, the fact that you even survived it is amazing. But then you got very creative. I would say that you think like an entrepreneur because you are an entrepreneur. And I've been doing a lot of research lately on how entrepreneur thinking kind of like gives you an exponential advantage. But how did you pivot? Because as a leader, that's people don't like change in general, but now your staff
Right.
has to change. Like I saw your video. You did a video around, hey, here's how Fiorella's is being sensitive to health issues. And the video is amazing. But talk to
Thank
us
you.
about that.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, obviously it was devastating, right? And the uncertainty and not knowing, like I remember that day vividly where, it was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Like our restaurants are gonna shut down. I mean, that's everything. That's our entire livelihood and all the people that rely on us to be able,
Yeah.
to survive. And so, we were able to, we have two concepts: our full serve cucina locations, which is a traditional sit down, like full bars and service. But we also have our trattoria locations, which is more of a fine, fast concept that we rebranded.
Ah,
And this was something that we were saying, okay, they're geared towards takeout, but we're bringing the same approach to hospitality and our quality of food in a takeout atmosphere where those carried us through. They had the best years and they were really busy because we had to go through a lot of things internally to change our operation to be able to accommodate all these takeout. But we were able to be, have people order, bring them the food outside. And then so the takeout and delivery aspect grew tremendously. And so,
that's interesting.
yeah, even the full serves, we were able to get a lot of takeout, and kind of help, the dining rooms weren't open, but, our kitchen was able to stay employed. And then, slowly when, as you said, so we were thinking, I'm always trying to proactively think about the future. And so thinking about people's comfort level and what they were looking for in safety. And we implemented a numerous amount of like protocols from, obviously the cleaning and sanitizing and all that. But, we put UV lights on the HVAC system to help with the,
What?
yeah. And so, just really, and we brought in these air purifiers into the restaurants. And so just trying to, do all these, extra things to help give a peace of mind to our guests because everybody's the unknown, right? Everyone's scared. Like we have outdoor seating, but, some people, just couldn't do that. And
Sure.
anyway, so all of those things really help. We actually partnered one of our liquor providers who makes our limoncello for us, an after dinner drink, right? It's a cordial. They pivoted to making sanitizer, hand sanitizer.
Oh,
So,
that's interesting.
so they made these hand sanitizers for us, and we put them in these little bottles, and we put them in with every takeout order as well. So people were blown away. They were like, "Oh wow, this is a cool little like surprise little add-on." And
So
so
you over delivered rather than going less and fear and scarcity. You said we're going to step it up. Do you think
because we were
people?
thankful too for our guests to be
Ah,
able to support us during that time, and they were extremely generous as well, which was really cool. To our existing team, who knew that they knew, needed, so that they, the team got more tips, during that time. So it was amazing how everybody rallied around it. But yeah, we were trying to really over deliver that experience where value is not what you pay, right? It's what you get. So that's what we were
ooh,
trying to do is increase that value perception to help, people and just a little surprise and just a little something as well. And sometimes, and then, we put a note, after that, just saying thank you and like just little things for every time. So when they were able to come by and feel that extra attention that and appreciation that we wanted to show.
I'll tell you what. I think you're gonna see people attend the restaurant from this. Um, So I just want
Well,
to
if they
encourage
can't
people.
order the sauce, we'll come to you. That's the
That's
best way
right.
that we
Well,
can
let's talk about
share
that. Let's
it.
talk about that. Here's 3 ways people can essentially say, I want a piece of Fiorella's. One, go to the menu and you will see. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, sorry. The best Brussels sprouts I've ever had.
Nice.
Seriously, right? So
Yes.
so I ordered this, okay? Because again, I was like, okay, I got to get a appetizer. And by the way, I was riding a lot of bicycling back then, so I was like, I'm eating everything, okay? So and then then I had this. I'm not even kidding, okay? So then I had this. This was amazing.
Nice.
And then I had I wanted this, but I didn't get that. Instead, I got, oh, look at that lemon chicken. I didn't even see that. Is that pretty good?
Oh yeah, that's a classic. That was like a, it's got the lemon citrus. It's a lighter dish, so it's really popular.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And then what I did, I think you're right. I think I did the salmon. Where is that?
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Oh my gosh. I remember this now. Fig. Let's talk about that. If you're a salmon person, you gotta have this. Why was this? Who came up with this?
So, we try to have a lot of classic Italian, it's a lot of Southern red sauce, comfort style, but we always want to be innovative and come up with some new specials as well and items. So salmon, we've had this for years with that. There was a version that we called it a salmon Romano. And it starts with the quality of the salmon, right? We have local seafood, purveyors that they really are amazing and to work with, and they bring us fresh product. And but then we're trying to come up with things to always keep it interesting, right? So this is something that our chefs actually came in, because I did the original menu, and now I really look to our team to help and get creative and give them an outlet, right? So they feel involved and empowered to actually, make a difference and add, some creativity to it. So, this was a group effort that we came together and tried to figure out.
Yeah.
And we change things seasonally. So this salmon might change in the fall, or the Brussels might change to a different veg in the
Sure.
fall. But in general, that we like different times a year, like
I love it.
we have our daily specials, which we kind of explore and test things out. It's a
Yeah.
great way to be like, oh, okay, let's see what the response is and how
Ooh,
people
that's good.
enjoy it. Yeah, so that's a
See,
great way.
that's a good principle for entrepreneurs who are watching. You use your daily specials as a test. And then
Definitely.
if you hear a lot of comments or see a lot of action, then you didn't take a big risk and like print new menus and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, because you don't know. It's a big commitment, training and bringing stuff in and going through that whole, in real estate, right? The menu is it's prime real estate. So making sure that we're putting things on there that we really
Yeah.
work and to keep, there's a few things that always are on there, but there's about 20%
Right.
that we update.
Well, I'm a big not necessarily seafood. I'm a big fish guy.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I like, yeah,
right?
like my haddock piccata, I eat that probably every single time I'm there, just because it's light, it's a white flaky fish. It's got that lemon wine sauce, and it's some potato and broccoli, really healthy. My
Wow.
wife and I, that's our
So
go-to.
good. All
Yeah.
right. Let's go to the desserts, man. Like, I know you got all this amazing stuff we didn't even talk about. What I did get, our family got desserts too. Where is that? Oh yeah. So let's jump in here,
So
man.
it's funny because it's an Italian place, and in Italian like restaurants, they have the tiramisu, the
Yeah.
cannoli, and but I think the peanut butter ice cream pie. Is that where you were going with this, or is
I'll
that?
tell you what, I think I got this, and
That
maybe who knows? Maybe I made my daughter get that, and then I got this, and then who knows, man? But it was amazing. The whole night
actually,
was
the
very.
flour with chocolate cake, there's a love story to that. I don't know if
Let's hear it.
I told
Let's
you
hear it.
that. So my wife has a gluten allergy, right? So she's not celiac, but she has a sensitivity that when
Yeah.
we first met, obviously, I have an Italian restaurant, so there wasn't much stuff. And this was, we've been together for 20 years now, which is crazy. But, we went somewhere, we went to a restaurant, and they had this like chocolate cake or this decadent something that she could have, and she was blown away, and she was like, oh my god. And so then I was like, all
Yeah.
right, made it my mission. I'm like, I need to recreate something similar and be able to surprise her, and obviously put something that she could have. So I challenged our chefs excuse me, and then we finally came up with a recipe that was what you enjoyed the other, that time you were there,
So
and
good.
you were blown away. And so I was, so luckily, I think that
So
helped marriage.
I never drink black coffee unless I have a really sweet dessert, and that pairing is
Nice.
amazing. It was awesome. So I want to wrap this up, and I want to tell people ways they can essentially experience and taste.
Awesome.
So one thing is they can definitely get the book. The book will help them understand, wow, here's the why, here's the history, here's the core values, here's why they're committed, and here's why they're successful. And you can see, like, I bought one, and I bought your first copy
You
because remember
did.
that?
I was gonna say, I think you got the first one.
Remember that? I walked in and I'm like, listen, man, we got it. And
Hot off the press for sure.
hot
I
off the
was so
press.
surprised. I didn't even know you were able to get it that point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's an honor to be
Thank
a
you.
publisher of an amazing book. But now let's go to the sauce. Okay, so I'm going to go now and say, look, folks, if you're hungry, which I am right now,
Nice.
so now we
Yeah,
go
we
to
don't deliver to Ohio just yet, but from the restaurants. But Amazon.
no, but you do. But I am purchasing this. My president, Sarah, just bought it, she said.
Awesome.
Um, but you can get these packs, and you can get marinara. You can get oh, that is new. That's new.
Yes.
Tomato basil. That's
Yeah,
pretty
nice
good.
plum tomatoes with fresh garlic and basil in there. So it's light, but it's
Yeah.
really refreshing. So it's
I
really good.
like that you don't add sugar too.
Absolutely not. That's something that's really important. We really try to keep it as natural as we can, and no added sugar. And it's
That's huge.
yeah,
That's huge because
absolutely.
I just feel like we just put sugar in everything,
I
and you don't
know.
need it. You don't
It's
need it.
terrible. It really
Yeah.
is terrible. I mean, if you use the right tomatoes, it has the natural sugars in it already, and they should carry it. But there's a lot of places that um, use different recipes and add sugar for different reasons to
Yeah.
compensate for that.
Yeah.
So we're fortunate that we don't, and we make sure that we stand behind it.
Yeah. And then the last thing, if people can get over there, you have a bunch of locations. In fact, congrats, man. You've
Thank you.
you've basically you can see my screen?
Yes.
Concord, Newtonville, Belmont Express, Brighton Express. How you say that?
Wellesley.
Wellesley. Lex. Oh my gosh, you opened several since we
Yeah,
talked.
we expanded those, and actually, I have another full serve concept in the works that should be open by February, and that's breaking news. Actually, we just signed a lease there, so that's exciting.
Congrats to you, man, because
Thank you.
oh my gosh, like I love it. You're seeking the right people. You have your story here. Rémon, it's funny, man, because we met 6 years ago. I think we met in Toronto.
Yes,
And look at you now. You're blowing up. So
thank you, and
thanks
I
for
really
letting our
appreciate
team publish
all
your
your
book.
support. Yeah, your guidance, and also your team has been amazing, and so it's been such a. Who knew? Like I could never imagine that I would have a published book right now, honestly. So, yeah, I can't
It's so
thank you
good.
enough.
Well, let's drop in the website, everybody. And I know we've been doing that all along, but you got to get over to Fiorella's. You might know people that are in the Boston area, and you say, hey, I got a place for you. By the way, last thing we'll say, how hard is it to get a reservation?
You know what? If you mention this, Carrie's name, I think we'll be able to pull something in for you.
All right. Listen, well, how cool is that, folks? Like you heard it here. So if you've watched the live stream, you just say Carrie, bald guy girl's name, and
I'm right there, buddy. I'm right there.
well, my son, you're like a celebrity in our house. So
Anytime, you're more than welcome. Send him my best, because it was great meeting
yeah.
them and connecting as well.
He actually started talking about opening a restaurant after he got inspired by you. Like I'm
That's
telling you,
amazing.
it was that significant. So.
That's unbelievable. Oh, I love to hear that. That's
yeah. Well, folks, check out Rémon's book, Making Life More Delicious. And Rémon, thanks for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hope to see everybody, and order that sauce if you can't make it.
That's right. Get that sauce. Let's blow it up.